Hi friends, welcome back to one more video. Thank you for watching my videos. Today we can learn into the Docker and Docker Compose, how we can build, what is the use of that one, is the when we can use this one. Okay, for this one, first of all, we can check the Docker. Docker is basically package of runtime application. Like suppose you want to run the any or Spring Boot or any Java application, we have to JDK. The basic setup is like required is like a Linux box and virtualization is required for it will be run on external server. Okay, like that it's on from DK we have to deploy in jar file and we have to run the jar file in by using Spring Boot. Is the basic of this container Docker or Docker like we want to use on like JS or Java Node.js application situation also install the Node.js and we have to run the Next.js application, React application and all. Like it's required that one. And if you want to do on some GDBC connections and database is required on that situation, we have the Docker images there. You can download that one and we can configure whatever is required that one. But why you need to use this Docker one? Already there on the Docker image and all. Why you need to use this one? This question should be raised. Okay, suppose in client they don't know how to configure the whole application, how to set up the Java and all JDK and all and Oracle database and all. We provide to the one image that is on Docker image. That image they can deploy into the their production environment. If you want to replicate on multiple services like it's replication of load balancer. Suppose it's some more load is there like microservice based application. If you want to do on some other server spin up on the situation, we can pull that image and basic configuration we can do on these whole things. We can do that. And what is the next one? Docker Compose. Docker Compose is mainly multiple containers, multiple images. In this Docker Compose YML file, what do we need to configure? We can see on later videos. We have to do on like a Spring Boot application and Postgres database. This two we are doing a sample example. In future, if you want to do multiple services like suppose if you go for e-commerce application login service and product service and category service and billing and order service, multiple services is there, multiple databases we can create and based on that can do one big application or by using Docker Compose file. You can see that one by one step. Okay, here basic features and all like I have mentioned. In later videos, I will explain the code wise how we can declare the Docker and how we can implement and all. Yeah. Then here the basic page is there. I have created my own notes. You go through these commands and all, which will be useful. And here official documentation is there for Docker. How what is the use, how to build the Docker and Dockerfile overview and all. I will explain you one by one once I get into the code. Here this is the basic code here from second, yeah, uh, from Ubuntu. So Java is there or not? I'm checking out. Yeah, it's not there. Java. Will build one by one, and I will explain you. Okay. First of all, we are here. Basic example is there by ML file. This is the example. It's existing previous video main sample student CRUD operations. But here JDBC like JDBC Postgres have connected into the local database. I have not created into the Docker image. Now I need to dockerization of this application. How we can? First of all, we need to create a Docker file. Docker file should be like D is capital, F is a small letters. Docker file. This Docker file can create. Can we need on first of all like JDK is required. Okay. From JDK we can use like this is a lightweight JDK I'm using Eclipse one. Eclipse they are easy enough, but we are using here 24 is there. Now the 24 JDK. Hyphen. Yeah, no, is on the first step I have written download. Okay, container. I have to create the workspace. Now I need to copy paste the jar file into the my application. With that one copy and target folder backslash or dot jar. It pick the jar file for that, and where we need to copy that should be copy jar file. Expose the port of using port number 9090, like same like n is the not 809090, and we have to return the one endpoint from the Java or on the jar file. Okay, this is we can configure into run with Java by default. Here we have port number. Yeah, we can set that one. Now it's good. I have created into the uh, Docker file here. Fresh terminal. Okay, we have official document how we can build the application. See he building the Docker build. If I go for here, Docker images. Nothing is there. So now I'm building the one image. Okay, what is the command? Docker build text. Here, dot means current directory, whatever is there. Here, spring hyphen. Okay. See, here you can see the one it automatically pick the file. Want to write down like a Docker file. Yeah, this file is we have written here. Once again, yeah, here written here. Otherwise, no need to write down this one. We have by default Docker file is there. That's why it application. See the downloading JRE and it will be on the now here Docker images. See one image here, that should be 426 MB. And here this is the one name, image name and tag. Okay, tag should be latest is there. Can mention is the versions also with that. I will mention this version like that. Now we can see one more image is images. See here two images. It's a v1 image. Okay. I'm deleting v1 image, no, but images. Yeah, now it's one. Now we can go for documentation. How we can run this? See here, docker run -p, which port number we and test our latest. You can see that one. Okay, docker run -p and 909 support number 909. This is on docker image port number, and here here this is the docker image and the our outside port number. Here we have to write 27 0.0. Here bring later. See, this application started. Okay, we got some error. You can see that later. Why? Because JDBC connection is problem. Why this JDBC connection is problem? This Docker container is inside of the container, separate separate virtual machine. Okay, able to access outside of the database. We have mentioned the database support number is localhost 52. It is the problem that why we got. Okay, no issue. We can fix one by one. Okay, as of now, stop. Okay, Docker images. Yeah, one image there, that is now can do Docker compose YML file. How we can write it? Why you need Docker compose YML file? We need an host this database now. That why and YML by using Docker compose YML file can configure the whole application. Docker hyphen. Yeah. Now we need to define as a networks first or services. We can write down the services here. After services, we have the DB service. The DB service here automatically configure, but not latest. We can do a 15. It's a stable version, and we need to mention is there and required. Meanwhile, I am passing this 2 seconds. I have done this whole things. Yeah, welcome back. See here how create the service that should Postgres 15 and container name I have Postgres D. Start. It means when his application is no, when his system is on, it will be automatically restart and off. And here environment Postgres username is demo and password also demo and password and DB name DB Postgres DB demo DB. Main important this is the volume. These volumes I have mentioned here. Okay, we can configure these volumes on our local file system also and Docker file system also. As of now, I have declared into the my Docker file system. This is the best option. Docker container, it will be taking care of that image processing. And here port number is there. By default, Postgres database port number 5432. But I have customized 5433. Why? Because I have already local Postgres database is running fine. That way. Okay, this is the health check and condition. You can go through some of the document. Just it will be check the condition, it will be up and running or not, healthy or not. And here one of the application is whatever you develop, we develop the Spring Boot application. Same we have mentioned. Okay, here it's an app and build content will be dot content dot means here. This is dot means current directory. And here Docker file, I have mentioned Docker file here. You want to do on some app like that, you can make issue, but we need to monitor this file. Otherwise, it not in timing. I'm doing on this container thing and restart always when you building. This is the main important for this. Okay. Here, enumerated variables spring underscore data source underscore URL. Okay, why we mention spring underscore data source underscore URL? Okay, these three configurations. What is the use? Why you need to use one? Okay, we have our application.yml file here. This application configure the property spring data source URL. Okay, same like that. Spring underscore data source underscore URL. How we can mention the YML like a property file? How we can mention spring dot data source dot URL? We can mention like that. Should be mentioned. For example, same as username and password. Postgres. Can mention here. Oh, yeah, it's the driver class also. Same like that. How to configure into the Docker compose file underscore. Yes, with the underscore spring, sorry, Docker compose file automatically configure into the override into the this application property here. Okay, time meaning. Okay, here this is the application one, and here I have written health condition. This accelerator. We check the application health. We command should and one more important depending on DB condition. Okay, it should be healthy, then only it will be start the application. Why? Because database is depending database. It's okay. This application is depending database. That's why this required. That's why we written these conditions here. Okay. Now we have one more is this accelerator. Why you can use? What is the use? Okay, it should be check the health condition, health of the application. Okay, we'll let you know one by one. For this accelerator perspective, we add one more dependency. It's formula example. Here in this go for spring initializer, required here. The dependency we need to add this and just click sync with. Can do that. Reload the Maven project. It will be download the whole what related this one. It now everything is good for composer and docker composer docker file we have written good. But here this is on single layer docker compose docker file. Multi-layer we can write down next videos. Okay, first of all, in this is target folder is folders by using and command. Okay, it has removed. Now I'm building the application. Suppose I run this one like latest and the docker build hyphen t. Okay, spring app latest. We fail. Why? This jar file is not there for target file. Issue here. Okay. Before running this command, we have build the application. Yeah, we can write down like install hyphen d. Skip test. Skip test means it will be skipping the test cases. See, this target folder is great. Target folder I have so there. Now I'm building the Docker image. Yeah, it building successfully done. For images. Here Docker image is created. Okay, Docker one. I'm deleting this as of now. But nothing is there. Okay, I will tell you why I need to delete. Why you? Okay, we have written the Docker compose file. Here, this image is there. Postgres 15 category. Here, this is the one best option. This is the official one. If you go for here, 15 and 16, yeah, I have selected what are maybe required like 0 and 14. Okay, suppose I am selecting into the 4th. Okay, I am using a this. I have to copy this. It will be full. When I run this one, it will be pull the database and will be connected here. 14 for first. It pull also it will be the just I will show you how it pull the image. It means it downloading the image for Postgres 50 14. Yeah, it down. Now here Docker image. Yes, on images. Okay. I'm deleting them. You can download through Docker Compose. Yeah, now I'm going back to document. Well, Docker build application. Docker build command is and see the Docker Compose and build. Yep, this is the one. Okay, Docker Compose dot build to set into the hyphen build. Hyphen compose hyphen build. Okay, this is the tag is there, correct? Second, Yeah, you can mention this hyphen. It means wrong. Yeah, we can run the Docker build. It means it download the here. Yeah, see here. We download the. Okay, we can see for Docker images. One is the demo. Yeah. Okay, fine, no issue. Give me 1 second. Yeah, one more command is there. Docker comp up hyphen d. Hyphen d means discharge. Okay, now I am reviewing that. It's good. It's okay. See, it's a pulling the database now. See here, database. Yeah, it's downloading. See, application is started without any error. You can see one more terminal here. Docker images. See here, two images is there. It's a plugin is there services plugin. For here, applications is running. Here, one is the application for this one, like a app. PostgreSQL is based on this container name. When I go for here, see by default this application running perfectly. Here, this is the one table has created for student. Let's see, everything is good, no issue. Now I'm stopping the application. Can mention, can click as a Control C. It will be stop the application. Stop. Hyphen D. Detached mode I'm running now. It not show anything, like it will be background, it will be running. See, it's building and why it taking time? Once we have mentioned this depending depends on database is, then only you can stop this application. Otherwise it's not. Over here, see, previously it created a new table, but it's not there now. Why? Because here volumes is there. This volume already a database is created. Okay. Yeah. Now it's good. Now we can test into the old scripts for Postman. We know this is an existing and no records is there. It's good. We don't have data now. Now I'm inserting one record. It's a one record is inserted. One more record also I'm inserting. Yeah, good. And the hit this one will be two records. Okay. And put mapping out. It should be work without any error. See here modification. Okay. Now Here, Docker file is there. In this Docker file, we are downloading the JRE and we are copy paste into this jar file, Spring jar file, and we are running the jar file here. Now we can customize this one multi-stages. Why we need to multi-stages? Will be rebuild the whole jar file. It not use on outside of the jar. Will be build the internally container. I will give you. I will explain you one by one. In the meantime, see here. I have modified into the before and here. See, I have download the Eclipse JDK 24 and here workspace created one directory work directory I have created into the workspace, and here I am passing one argument for Marvin version. When I passing in here this one, it will be download the this container, okay, and it will be configure into the Marvin configuration for upon running for this. I am copy paste into format.xml here in the current directory and copy paste into the dot Marvin. Why we this one? Any environment variables and any there we can, and here 15 number Marvin hyphen B hyphen D Marvin test skip and dependencies on offline. What is happens on here? Based on this format example, what are the dependencies required for running this application? It will be download batch way. It will be fast downloading hyphen B the batch, and after copy paste into the src folder here, and here it's a packaging. You're packaging the same Marvin command, but here batch level. Okay, repackage is important. Input repackage means all dependencies it will be repack and we create the one bundle file. Okay, that file have only for whatever using classes and all. It's a memory should comprised. Okay. If you see how much memory is there, you can see that. You see this demo.app 426 MB is there. And now you build this current application, it reduces the size. This whole stage is build stage. It will be build the application. Next stage is running state. In run state, only for JR, need for JDK and A. Okay. And runtime environment only JRE is required. That's why we have downloaded the JRE image and remove the caching or is unnecessary is the that one, and we have created the admin group like one user we are creating, add the new user for system user and user is an app, and we have copy paste into the whole whatever is required for target folder dependencies in this workspace here workspace we have created builder file copy from builder means here this builder. Okay. This builder too we are copy paste into the dependencies and Spring Boot loaders Spring dependent snapshot of dependencies application related. This whole files it will be here this whole will be downloaded into the backend here builder from to here, and here I post 9090 port number previous one is, and endpoint for run the application Java launcher. Spring Boot load and load launcher is there. that is here in the launch the application. For that, you can see this why you need this command, how we can run this command, this whole thing to the our local system. You can see in next videos. Now we have the command for docker compose build up hyphen d. As of now, I'm removing this hyphen d1. Why? Because we can see this whole process on console. Hyphen d means detached mode. Yeah, see here, it will be downloading. Here, it will be Maven dependencies. It will be downloading one by one. First time it will take time. If you run the next time, take less time. Yeah, it's done. Application also running fine. You see here, this application is on running. You see the postman for all students. Database is already there. This email, this database volume is there. That's why it will be fetched the two records. Now, main important one, need to check the images. Here, previous image, you can check now how much size is there. See, it's a more size is more, that is not an issue, but we have vulnerabilities and all. We can customize this one. The customization is in production environment. We are most of the times we can use this type of. Thank you for watching videos. Please like and share my videos.